How are you, Lando? First things first, how's lockdown treating you?
I'm doing really good, thanks. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm training hard, but yeah, it's enjoyable. There's a lot of things which I can still enjoy.
Now, you can probably see from my internet connection that mine's not the stablest. You've been blaming your internet connection a lot on your esports losses in the F1. However, at the weekend,
Yes.
in the IndyCar iRacing Challenge event, this happened.
It's been a while since Lando Norris has experienced victory. Yes, this is iRacing, but a win is a win is a win. You got to go back to his GP2 days, and this one will feel good, especially after that spin. Invited to participate in the Auto Nation IndyCar iRacing Challenge, Lando Norris for Arrow McLaren SP wins at Circuit of the Americas. Phenomenal performance, great comeback, and his teammate Pato O'Ward makes it an Arrow McLaren SP 1-2.
At last, is all I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been waiting a few weeks for this, haven't we, Lando?
I have been. I've not had a little win like that in quite a while. I have had a lot of problems, but I had to get the BT guy down to fix my Wi-Fi because there was actually some problems. So I can officially put it down to that. But I'm not gonna put that all on the line and maybe go into my next race and have another problem. So I'm not going to say it's completely fixed, but no, it was nice. It was nice to have a good result against a lot of good drivers. Big event, it was one of the bigger events as well, and it was very enjoyable. So it was nice to be able to compete in the whole race and not get kicked out or lose my internet halfway through. But yeah, complete the whole strategy and the whole race as a whole part of it. So it was very good fun.
Yeah, 1-2 for Arrow McLaren SP. There you go. Fantastic. How are you keeping busy? We talked about the training. I know before I bring Martin and Karun in, how much can you actually physically do in lockdown?
I mean, you can do quite a bit still, I guess. I'm lucky that I've got a little garden, so I can still do things which, I don't like doing training end of. So I prefer doing stuff in the garden or at home than I do going to the gym or going to do stuff like that. So my trainer helps me a lot in giving me very simple stuff, very basic, but very efficient stuff to do. So I guess the main things is to keep up the cardio side of stuff. The neck's one of the biggest things, especially if we're going to go back into doing weekends in a row. So there's a lot of things, you don't have to have a massive gym to be able to do a lot of stuff. There's still specific things which you can do in your bedroom, or you can just do in a little room or something like that. It doesn't have to be some amazing facility. So I'm still lucky. I got a few little things from Techno Gym and so on, but it's still basic things which I'm able to do, and efficient things which I'm able to keep up with. So it's going good, but I guess we'll find out when we start again.
Well, first of all, Lando, well done, because Lewis has been box office on the track for a few years now, but you've certainly been box office for us in F1 in the lockdown. How scientific is it? How much work goes into these different racing categories you're doing online?
More and more. I think the IndyCar race that we just competed in was probably the most involved I've been in terms of working on my driving, and second, I guess, bringing Jarv into it, and a few of the McLaren guys, and working with the McLaren RSP team, working with Passo, with Ollie, with Robbie, being able to look at the data in depth, and actually having my F1 engineer from last year going through things, understanding how to really work on different areas. And a lot of the things that I was doing and my characteristics on the actual racetrack, I was replicating on the simulator, and some are good, some are bad, but it's very good in terms of being able to work on those things. So it's getting more and more scientific, and more data is being involved, and the programs are getting better and better. So it's not there, and it's not real for sure, and it's still a simulator in the end of the day, but you're still able to look at things in a lot of depth, look at a lot of traces on the data, and build setup and improve driving from everything. So it's still very interactive to work with.
Lando, obviously, as you mentioned, it's still not in the real world, although it's getting more realistic. before we go racing again, they're talking about July. Are you going to be, driving go-karts, driving other single-seaters, just to get yourself physically warmed up and get those nerves sharp again before you go racing?
I mean, ideally, I would do some sort of physical activity to get my body into the proper driving way. And karting is one of the best things because it's so physical and all the bumps and everything. Karting is pretty tough. So, I mean, I don't know still what we're really allowed to do, what we can't do, what we shouldn't do, and so on. So I'd have to speak to McLaren and my team from that side of things. But yeah, I mean, I would try and do as much as I can and put myself in the best situation. But at the same time, I need to do it within the rules from what we're allowed to do. So, yeah, we'll find out soon. But I do need to make sure I'm as prepared as possible.